Come on, Tux. Come with Mama. Come on. Come on, Tux. Come on, bub. Good boy. Good boy. Here you go. There comes Ruby. Morris and Marty are doing good. I decided not to try to catch Morris today. We have that snow coming in tonight. And super bitter temperatures tomorrow morning. Wind chill of 11, they said. So I don't want him feeling puny on a super cold night. Or not safe to go in his normal spot when, you know, it's cold. I want him to just feel like he's safe and he can come cuddle with his buddies. Good morning, Stripe. All the water bowls are ice this morning again. It's getting old. We don't usually have quite so many days. Although if we are, it would be January and February. See? Ice. Alright. It's time to take off to Raleigh. I don't know where the time goes. Good morning, Ruby. Well, we're still on time for 7:16, she says. So, 2022.4 was supposed to have regenerative braking improvements at slow speeds. And I got 2022.4 on Ruby, but all it says is miscellaneous improvements, minor fixes. It doesn't mention anything about the autopilot. So, I guess they only did that for the, what is it, the permanent magnet motors? Yeah, so obviously there was a bug fix in 2022.4 that they felt the older Model X and S should have, and then apparently, I mean, I'm just guessing here, right, that the regenerative braking improvements only work with the permanent magnet motors, the newer motors. So because we, you know, it's definitely the way the regen works in the 3 and the Y is different than the older Model S and X, for sure. I know though that there are many times in autopilot that I feel like Ruby's braking instead of just using the regen to slow down. And for the life of the brake pads and the comfort of the driver and passengers and other reasons, it would be really great if she would make more use of regen, which in some cases would require her to realize what's going to happen even farther than advance than she does. So I was kind of excited about better regen use in autopilot. So then to not have it is just a small disappointment, right? It's not a huge one, but you know, other than saying this release contains minor bug fixes and improvements, because pretty much at this point, I think the person that came up with and then got away with that text, and only that text, should be encouraged to say some additional details. It would just be really nice if they would say, for the things you know cars in the fleet are getting, if it would just have a little bullet there and say, your car is not eligible for this update because old motors, or, you know, original motors, or however they want to phrase that, just so you would like know, because you hear this this release is going out, and then you look up, because last night I went and looked it up, what's in that one. Oh great. And then you think you're getting it, and then you get in the car and you know you don't get it. So it's really not a big deal, but you know, customer perception, and we know I'm a early adopter techie type, gonna put up with some stuff, right? But we have lots of people now driving, so you know, it just goes along with the communication thing. And you know, maybe the bug fix is for that you know, object detection message I've been getting in that one spot in the road every once in a while. Probably not, but maybe. And look, I'm not getting any updates from the Tesla app at all anymore. Not that the car has begun charging, stopped charging, nothing. Software updates ready to put on, the update's complete. None of that is happening anymore. And I've double checked the app settings, and it's because every once in a while in the past they'd update the app and those settings would get reset to not send the notifications, but not for a while now. And I've looked and I have notifications turned on and I'm just not getting them. So now I'm literally having to go in, well, if I'm in the car driving regularly, but like if we don't drive Jules for 4 or 5 days, I'm waiting on 10.9, I'm going in and checking a couple times a day because I can't. Right now, I don't feel like I can rely on the app to notify me. So, is anybody else seeing that? Like, not getting the expected messages with their car? I just, you know, I wonder. I'm sure, like everything else, it'll get fixed, but who knows when, right? I don't know when. I guess I'll go double check the app one more time, but I really think I'm configured to get the notifications, and I'm not getting them anyway. Well, isn't that grand? So I figured out what's wrong with notifications and I fixed it. Or I believe I fixed it. So when you go in and you click on notifications, you see that every box is check marked. But they added a function so that you can turn off notifications for vehicles that are in your account but that you don't care about. So if you click on vehicles, for me, you know, you click on vehicles and you go in there and there's a checkbox for Jules and a checkbox for Ruby, and they weren't checked. I guess by default, they're not checked. Now let's see, I have cars on my account and I've always received notifications from them, and by default, I no longer want to receive notifications for them. Come on, Tesla. You default to the way it worked before, and then if they don't want it, they get to go in and turn it off. You don't ship it turned off, and then you got to think about the default settings, people. It's important in software. But anyway, I figured it out. I mean, I think it's a good function, and somehow I missed that this had happened. And most people probably don't think about it because, well, when you don't get a notification, you're not as likely to realize it as, I guess, if you start getting more. It's just sort of not there because there's no prompt. Anyway, one car families, you know, I guess they still wouldn't be getting it anyway because it's defaults to off. But for 2 car families, you know, we're sure going to notice that kind of stuff. So anyway, I ought to start getting it now. And to the one other person that I know is not getting it, I will be sending an email shortly to help you fix it too. It wasn't just me. Yeah, and the product that Don and I worked on at IBM, which was information management, the mainframe help desk tool, used by a lot of enterprise accounts for years, quite reliably and scaled and all of that good stuff. Anyway, all the users on the system, and there could be thousands of users on some of these systems, they all had user profile data. And it was a super big no-no to do any update that would in any way lose the profile data or alter the profile data. I mean, you leave how the user was, but there were a few times we had new functions that required a new user profile field value to be stored, and you know, shipping it blank or shipping it with a default value and handling that correctly was really important. So I feel like I have some valid opinions about these settings in the Tesla app based on my prior experience with user profile data. Before I took off, Don and I were talking about the notification thing. He was cute. He said if my technology girl would grab my phone and fix my settings so they're what I, you know, would want, please do that. So no problem, I'll do that when I get home. He may not have had his phone beside him. You know, unlike me, he's not attached. His phone's not attached to his hand all the time. He's reading the paper. Might have gone into the office at this point. Anyway, you know, we were having this problem where sometimes we were having problem getting the UNC out of the charge port. It appeared visually with the lights to unlock. but then it would be really hard to get it out, and no amount of wiggling or whatever, it would seem to take a long time to get it out. And the UMC looks fine, and the charger on the you know, car, the port, we've looked at it, it looks fine, and it's, you know, there's no damage there or anything. And Don said he's kind of convinced now that there's some sort of a bug going on between a software issue and maybe between the high powered wall connector and the car. So we can only hope that that gets fixed reasonably soon. I mean, some days we go to take it out and it comes right out and it's no problem, and it always slides in perfectly with no problem. So I don't know about the coming out part. Hey Tux, what you doing there? Huh? Did you chase somebody? You're not on your warm spot. It's cold out here. So Don and I have decided to walk this afternoon. It should be 45 instead of 30. I have Stripe in for a minute. He was in the front yard, and it's time for Gypsy to come, and I was a little worried that he was gonna get into a fight with Gypsy or keep Gypsy from coming to eat. And then of course Tux is riled up, and so Stripe gets to be by the back door for a minute. But anyway, it's National Lego Day today, and as part of that I am going to pack up the Winter Village, mostly because I guess it's time, but I have the amusement park stuff I need to get organized and display, and I'm running out of room, so I got to get the Christmas stuff out of the way now. I've got something else to put on the table. I've got a plan. So it's time to pack up the old and put out the new. You don't want to be reaching in to a box next year and lifting up, because things will come off. So I've set it on the towel, and I'm going to lift up on both sides and set it into that box, and I think that gives me a lot better chance of not messing it up when I go to take it out next year. And I wish I'd have done it on a couple of these things now. Despite what you think, you are not a Lego table decoration. Hey bud. So we save all packing material that we ever get, pretty much, or at least a reasonable supply of it. And this stuff comes with some of the frozen food we've been getting. And I've gotten quite handy now at boxing up these modulars. It's obviously got to stay upright. That weighs more than you think. You know, the other stuff goes in the smaller boxes, okay, but this guy, I needed this kind of a box. But it won't move around in there now, and I will keep it upright, but I've also got one more piece of foam I can stick up top just so that it won't, you know, if it were over on its side, it couldn't move. Well, this is what it's looking like so far. I just finished putting this together. It's on clearance at Walmart. I think Amazon has it the same price. It's a magician set. This part of it right here is one of the tricks. Let me see if I can do it with my left hand. See how the girl goes up and down? Make sure it's in focus. Yeah, so the magician girl can levitate. There's just a little peg and the girl's holding on to it, and it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. Not complicated, but very cute, and this would be the magician girl. I noticed I had to go find some of these small tiles for people in the park just so they don't fall over. Be nice if Lego would include at least a 4x4 square, if not a 4x8, so that you could arrange your figures a little bit better. So I am working on the bumper cars, and I am going to have to order this panel and to match this one and a few other pieces, but it's coming along okay. Just taking some time to make decisions on what color substitutions will look good and that sort of thing. Well, I'm glad to be heading out of Fuquay. Coming through Fuquay on Fridays in particular, it's just slow and frustrating and irritating, and it always seems to take me 10 extra minutes on Friday, and I can never seem to leave 10 minutes earlier. Oh well, I'm on time to get there at 2:16, so that's not too bad. And it's clouded up, but it's 47 degrees. Don and I do still plan to walk. We're not supposed to have any precipitation that early. Well, as gray as it is out there, it definitely looks like winter and snow. I've got Johnny in the car now, and we're making our way back out of town. Coming by Marbles Kids Museum here on the right and Moore Square on the left.
Hey.
Hey. Well, with the wind chill of 11 tomorrow morning, I won't be dragging you out on the trail early.
Right
if at all tomorrow.
Right answer.
We've been around one time. I was telling Dawn I really hurting today. I don't know. There's no other way to say it. I got out of Ruby to get the mail on the way back in this afternoon, and it was all I could do to straighten up and walk over to the mailbox. And it was like, I used to have pain like that. And after we cut out sugar and wheat and stuff, it stopped being an issue. Yeah, it looks like there is a little bit of stuff here. And I was doing so much better, and I don't know, it can be a symptom of small fiber neuropathy, or maybe it's still not feeling 100% from the vaccine, or maybe the monk fruit erythritol I've been putting in my coffee is causing a reaction. I don't know. I just know whatever it is, I hope it goes away. It could just be cold. Nerve issues are often exacerbated by colder temps. I usually don't have a very good January or February. I'd say that's like about the last 5 years, right? I mean, really, that's not a new thing for me.
I think you need more snuggle time.
More couch potato time.
Couch potato time.
Something like that. And I will add that usually movement helps to keep the pain at bay. Actually, I do better if I keep moving. So, you know, it was just a sitting for over 2 hours in the car without getting out. Really, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm ready to feel better. I'm ready for warmer temperatures, and I'm ready to feel better. But I'm not going to let it get me down, and I'm going to keep on moving.
There you go. That's my girl.
And, you know, my foot's better, but my foot's not great. I mean, every step I take, I feel it doesn't feel 100%. It hurts. So, but I, you know, want to be outside, want to be moving, want to keep trying to work toward feeling well. And
yeah.
Couch potato doesn't do that for me.
Right.
Well, he's still there. He's going to get snowed on tonight. I'll have to come out and take a picture with the additional snow. So we're all caught up with Micah now, but we accidentally watched them in reverse order because that's kind of what was forced on us. Yeah. This is back in the summer, but we've seen the Christmas ones now and everything.
Yeah, we're caught up.
So I got the little girl dance studio thing done. Let's see, that is Friends Kit. I have it 41004. I forget what it's called, but it's basically a stage. She could either play the piano or sing, or she can, well, I guess I gotta take her off to going it around, or she can be practicing her ballet moves on the bar in front of the mirror. The mirror Lego part's pretty cool. And, you know, if she's dancing, she can spin around. This, again, was just stuff that I had in my finds from Guardian Angel, and she's got a little dressing table. Are you playing down there, Missy? Go get it. Go get it. We're waiting on you to pounce it. Come on. She does play with this a couple times a day, and Big Boy, Midnight, he plays with it too. And here's the bumper car arena. I had to order some parts. Let's just not look at the color scheme. It's supposed to be smooth surface on both, all the way around. And then these round domes on the bottom allow the car to slide. And of course it's got the telltale little little flag thing. So this green part will go, and all the white will be covered with purple. And the bumper cars will be, well, they're pretty good now, but they'll be better contrasting color scheme. So it's almost 9:30 and I'm stopping for the night. Yeah, if you like Tesla family videos, Michael Subasic, him and his family, he's got 4 kids. They're really fun to watch. They're really athletic and they live up in Calgary in Canada, and sometimes they go to some really nice scenic places kind of west and north of where they are, and they have a Model X and a Model S, a pre-facelift Model S. So both of their, I think Tammy's Model X is about the same age as mine. So anyway, real fun family to follow if you haven't watched their videos before.